Bobby, there have been a series of reports in the Wall Street Journal that raise questions just about sexual harassment at the company and how it's been handled. Those reports have kind of questioned whether you've really looked into some of these reports. What would you say to that?
What do you think he's gonna say? He's gonna say, "Oh, this is what Bobby's gonna say." He's gonna say, "Well, we take everything really seriously. We look into as many things as possible, and we are committed to diversity and inclusion." All right, that's what I think he's gonna say.
Of course, any issue of harassment or discrimination is something that I would take seriously and do. And like many companies today, we had some challenges, but we have worked through them. We are committed. I can tell you it's a focus of mine, and we continue to improve the culture with the expectation of being the very best, most inclusive workplace culture.
It's like you could just, I'm not a genius, okay? I'm not a wizard. I don't know. It's just that they all say the same thing. Bobby Kotick, expect to leave. If we're going to look at that. Oh, right here. Okay, let's watch it.
How did this deal come about? And Bobby, I'll start with you. This is a company where you've been the CEO for almost 31 years. Started out with a company that you bought out of bankruptcy for $400,000. Now looking at a valuation again, this deal values it at about $80 billion. How did this happen?
You see, look at him smiling. He's like, yeah, man, I made so much fucking money, man. Oh my God, I made so much goddamn money. Like, that's the first thing. Like, he actually is smiling, man. He's happy.
Well, look, we've had a partnership with Microsoft that goes back to the launch of the Xbox. We've had many conversations over the years about various forms of collaboration. And as we've started to see the real competition, we're sort of at the beginnings of what the Metaverse will be like. And in that race for the Metaverse, it started to become apparent that there were a variety of resources and talent that we needed in order for us to be able to continue on that journey. And so as Phil and I started to have those conversations, we realized that now...
I've said before, I don't really think the Metaverse is something... The Metaverse is something that every company wants to give you, but no customer is asking for. I think that the reason why the Metaverse is being pushed so hard by a lot of these companies is because it gives them a place that is, in a lot of ways, free from different types of legal constraints and legal controls. And it also gives them a larger amount of control over your autonomy and expression in a digital space. So I'm not very big fan of the Metaverse. I think that it's it's just bullshit, basically. I think it's bullshit. Yeah, you don't want it yet? Yeah, you're right. I don't want it. Yet is to be determined.
Perfect time for a combination.
Phil, when did those conversations start, and what kind of got you to the point that you're willing to commit this kind of money to a deal like this?
Yeah, well, as Bobby said, we talk all the time about the future of this amazing business. 3 billion gamers on the planet today.
That's a lot of
playing
people
in all regions, creators coming from everywhere. And we're always sharing our strategy with our partners and talking to them about their feedback. And I think we've always just had a good connection with the team at Activision-Blizzard about where we're trying to go. But honestly, this is a deal that happened pretty quickly. Like, I'd say we really had some formative discussions about this specific opportunity late in the year, and we just felt like now was the right time to add the right resources and capability to both companies.
Is now the time, in part because
that makes sense.
Activision shares had been down? They were down about 27%.
Oh, shit.
Did that make this an easier deal to kind of get your head around?
I think as Bobby said, when we look at the competitive set that's out there, we look at the importance to us at Microsoft Gaming of people playing on mobile. We look at the coming Metaverse, the opportunities that we need with great IP. We really saw this as an amazing opportunity because gaming's continued growth over the years. Microsoft's big on gaming. We're continuing to invest here, and we see it as a real strong catalyst for us in the consumer categories.
Bobby, there have been a series of reports in the Wall Street Journal that raise questions just about sexual harassment.
Yeah, they all say the same fucking thing. It's not like this is some sort of divine insight.
Follow up on that. This is something that you had kind of said at the time. You put out a memo internally saying that you were concerned about these reports. My guess is you guys have looked into this and you feel good about this if you are going ahead with this deal.
Well, I think what makes sense about this, before, Phil obviously explains, I think this is really what happened, is that all of the sexual harassment stuff and everything like that, I would assume 90% of those people, 95% of those people were out of the company the moment that story hit. So it's like basically Bobby's taking the fall for all of this bad stuff that he deserves to take the fall for, by the way. And now these people are fucking gone. Like, they're gone. Well, why are there caps on this? Oh, fuck that. No, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no, of course they got rid of those people. Like, absolutely. And that's even what, remember that one guy, that one asshole guy that had the picture of the cat, the Hitler cat? That's what he said. He said that he was upset that a lot of his friends that were the people that were doing this bad stuff are now gone from the company. So it seems very clear to me that a lot of this is a confluence of events that had happened over the course of like years. So yeah, of course Phil Spencer feels more confident about it because it's already been like the company has effectively been vetted by California. Because all of the bad things that California found, all of the bad people that California found got fucking removed. That's why you saw like person after person resigning, quitting, getting fired, having their names taken off of the credits, etc. They effectively got a company. They got the best level of auditing. You know, like a lot of companies, they actually pay accounting firms. These are like huge companies and also people like Donald Trump, right? Anybody who's like a, you know, like $500+ million person is probably paying an accounting firm money every single year to audit them. Like Bill Gates probably pays somebody to audit him. Bobby Kotick probably pays somebody to audit him, as if the IRS is auditing him to make sure that everything that he has is above the board and he doesn't have any liability and he doesn't have anything happening. There's like no way that like he could get arrested or fucked over basically by the government. So they basically got a free audit of the company from California. Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? It's known stuff. Yeah, this is very common. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like they got a free audit of the company. They removed all the people that suck, or at least probably 95% of them, 90% of them. And it's like this is an easy buy. This is the easiest buy that Microsoft has probably ever had.
You know, culture is a journey for any workplace. It's something at Team Xbox we've been focused on for quite a long time.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously going through the due diligence process, talking to the leadership team at Activision Blizzard about the plan they're already implementing. We look forward to supporting them in that plan through the closing of this deal.
Yeah.
And then post-close, we know that the most important thing to a creative organization is that the employees feel safe, they feel heard, so they can do their best work. There's nothing that's more important to us.
Right. First, Bobby, it's Jim. Congratulations on a great deal for you and shareholders.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Sure. Let me ask you a question about how many companies do you think are really in this business? Because a lot of people are saying big three, therefore going to be FTC issues. They're going to be concerned about concentration in gaming. At the same time, I've been saying that there's a gazillion companies in this business, and the idea that there's some sort of protection that's needed for gamers, it seems a little silly. How many people do you think are in the universe that are doing what you do?
Look, it's a great question, and I would say one of the motivations that we had for a partnership with Microsoft.
That's a pretty stupid question. You know, that's a stupid question. It's like, what do you mean? Like, basically what he's saying is like, I don't really understand gaming, and it doesn't make sense to me why they'd need antitrust laws. So, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, it's such a dumb thing to say.
Microsoft is the recognition of it's a big market, but there's enormous amount of competition, whether it's Tencent, who has resources that are extraordinary and a global footprint, or Sony, or Facebook, or Amazon, or Apple, or Google, or Netflix, or Disney. When you think about the race for the metaverse and for the more influence in gaming and the gaming ecosystem, we've now seen more competition than ever before. And then if you add to that all the tools that companies like Microsoft make available, like a platform like Cloud, you now have user-generated content that's competing in this marketplace. So the competition has never been greater, and it's coming from all forms.
I hate the metaverse stuff. I think that it's really annoying. He couldn't even answer a simple question. Well, of course he's not going to answer the question because the antitrust laws are really complex and he doesn't want to incriminate himself or make any sort of statements about it because it's something that they're worried about, you know? I mean, of course they're not going to talk about that. I mean, they don't really know. I mean, you could even see like Phil Spencer's expression. He's like, oh, fuck. You know, now we're going to have to talk about this instead. And I bet he's probably happy that fucking Bobby took the question and not him. So, like, yeah, it seems very obvious that they're probably trying to not talk about this as much as possible because they don't want to create a narrative around it. They don't want to say something about the antitrust situation that can be used as a quote to begin conversations about it by other journalists or other companies or other websites. So that's why they're not doing it. Like, again, it's the PR stuff and being able to predictively know what people are going to say and what they're going to do and then be able to react ahead of time to prevent them from doing that. It's kind of like a 3D chess type thing, but like you can guarantee like Bobby and Phil, like these aren't dumb guys, right? These are not stupid fucking people. Like they're playing 3D chess here. They know what's going on, and that's what I think. That's the reason why they didn't fully answer the question. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. What do you think Microsoft will do, especially whenever they said back in November they'll be reevaluating their relationship with Microsoft, Activision? Well, they did reevaluate the relationship, and they evaluated it at $68.7 billion. So they didn't lie. They said they were reevaluating it, and they did. It's just that simple. Yeah, the shit just got reevaluated right there. Let's see. As companies have ties to the government, probably have the okay to have the deal go through, don't you think? I think so too, but it's always better to, because the government is not immune to public sentiment. The government is not immune to having the public want something and then try to force that thing from happening, to the government, right? Because the government is ultimately accountable to the public to some degree or another. That being said, it's just better to not talk about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you know that it's going to be fine, it's just better to not talk about it. Wait, what? Well, of course, I don't want to get into politics here too much, guys, but I think that, like, it's so privileged. It's so disconnected for someone here in America or some of these countries where we have the privilege of elections. We can elect people to change the government and to change the direction of the country. And this is such a massive privilege that so many people in this world do not have access to. And to just shit on that and spit on that and pretend like it's not real is, again, it's fucking privilege. Like, go ask China. Go ask China how they fucking feel about this. Go ask Russia how they feel about this. This is a massive fucking advantage that we have because we at least have a say in things. And you're right. I'm not saying that like one election changes everything, but the government here is ultimately accountable to the people. And that's not how it is in a lot of places. Should be very lucky for that. Just because every single person in the government isn't elected doesn't mean that's not the case. NFTverse is being pushed too hard down our throats. Here's what's so beautiful about the consumer is that the consumer has all of the power. The consumer can do whatever they want. They are not accountable to anyone. They are not able to be told what to do or what to buy. If people don't like something, it's kind of like, remember the Captain Marvel movie or like the 2016 all-female Ghostbusters? Even though every single person was telling people this movie is good, the consumer says, no, what? No, it's not good. We don't like it, and that's all there is to it. The consumer has all of the power because they have all of the money. They are the ones that buy things and don't buy things. So if you don't like something, don't fucking buy it. Yeah, don't fucking buy it. Vote with your wallet because that does matter. That's why it's like Kellogg's is taking their branding off of different like Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. They're taking the Kellogg's name off of those different things because they don't want people to boycott Kellogg's. They wouldn't do that if it wasn't working. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But if things become too divergent from what the people want, then it will actually impact them. And I think the best example of this is, ironically, with Xbox and Sony, what I was talking about earlier. Xbox lost a huge amount of goodwill, and because people were not willing to accept and always online, always connected to the internet, always connected to a webcam, Xbox, and Sony was saying, well, no, I'm not going to do this. The market decided what would happen. And the market forced Xbox into removing all of those consumer unfriendly features. So the people do make an impact, and I can give you plenty of examples of that actually happening, right? People that want to say cap or no, okay, but I have examples to fucking prove you wrong, and that's what. Yeah, of course. And it's not capitalism. I don't want to get into like capitalism, socialism, any of that bullshit. All I'm saying is that people can, people vote with their dollar. And if you don't like the metaverse stuff, which I don't like it either, I would say don't support it. Yeah, it's that simple. Don't support it. Let's see here. Notice Bobby keeps saying metaverse and pushing that, but Phil didn't say it once. They have different agendas. Well, good, because Bobby's going to be out of the fucking picture, apparently. So it doesn't matter what Bobby wants to do. Who gives a fuck what Bobby wants to do? Phil also said it. I'm sure he said it, but it was evident that Bobby is the one who's really pushing the idea of a metaverse, not Phil. Or at least not in this article. Or not article, in this video interview, whatever you want to call it. I'll read a few comments here. I'm happy about the acquisition, not happy about Bobby championing it like he's wanted it the entire time. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby did want it. I mean, the truth is, like, how old is Bobby Kotick now? Like, he's like probably what 55, 60 years old? That's what I'd guess. Yeah, he's like fit. Yeah, I mean, Bobby's probably just looking for a career change. Yeah, he's 350 years old. He's a 350-year-old lizard. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, Bobby is probably not that upset about this. And the thing is that, like, yeah, I'm sure it's a pretty big blow to his ego, etc. But he's walking away with this, just like with billions and billions of dollars. Like, I mean, Bobby's going to be a multi-billionaire probably by the time that this thing is all over. He's getting, because like they did buy, like you saw the article here, they bought it for $95 a share. Bobby's got a lot of fucking shares in the company, man. So yeah, family dynasty secured, well, whatever, right? I mean, all I'm saying is that I don't think this is the last that we'll see of Bobby Kotick. You understand, like, out of all of this, out of everything, Bobby is walking away from this a winner, right? With billions of dollars. Like, you understand this, right? As I said, it's still Bobby's world. We're just living in it, guys. We're just living in Bobby's world. That's it. So it helped out. Bobby had 4 million stocks, and Microsoft now he has 400 million in stocks. Yeah, it's just fucking huge, man. This guy he's he's not gonna go down easy. All right. I don't know. Maybe Bobby's going to run for president or something like that. Maybe Bobby will be appointed to some sort of government position. Maybe Bobby will be in charge of the Microsoft Metaverse whenever that happens. It's World of Bobby. And again, like, he's like 59 or 60 or something like that. He's got another good fucking like 10, 15 years, all right, at least. And look, as I said, we have not seen the last of Bobby. And I will talk a little bit more about if Bobby's going to leave the company, because, of course, this has been a conversation point that a lot of people have brought up. And I'd like to look at it here because, of course, this is something that a lot of people are wondering about. With the announcement of Activision Blizzard being bought by Microsoft, astonishing fucking 68.7 billion, CEO Bobby Kotick's role has been left somewhat unclear. Through statements from both companies have confirmed that he would continue to lead Activision through the transitionary period, which is expected to last until around June of 2023. That's again 18 months from now. Both sides have remained purposefully vague as to whether the most vilified person in gaming today would continue on after the sale is finalized. In Wall Street Journal's report on the matter, however, people familiar with the plans have stated that both companies agreed Kotick would depart once the deal closes. And this is just what makes sense, right? Because I don't think that, look, guys, didn't this happen this is like a really long time ago, so I don't remember it right. But didn't somebody in the Democratic Party do some kind of really shady stuff in the 2016 election, and they got fired or they left, and then they got hired by Hillary's campaign 3 days later? It was Debbie something Schultz or something like that. Yeah, it's this. Yeah, I remember this happening, right? And it's yes. These people, we have not seen the last of Bobby, okay? I know people are oh man, he's going to, he's gone now, he's finished. Bro. Just because he's not doing this doesn't mean that Bobby will return. Yeah, there's always an Empire Strikes Back. So we'll see what's going to happen here. This is what the Wall Street Journal said here. Bobby Kotick, Activision's longtime CEO, is expected to leave after the deal closes, according to people familiar with those plans. Okay, so they probably asked somebody who had a vague understanding of it. This is the most nondescript statement that they could possibly make, right? What does this even mean? Microsoft said in its announcement today that Mr. Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, and after the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Microsoft Gaming Chief Phil Spencer. We already saw that. But the companies have agreed that he will depart once the deal closes, the people said. If true, this comes as both a shock and not incredibly surprising at the same time. Despite his faults, Kotick is credited for rebuilding Activision from the ground up into the juggernaut it is today, having purchased the near-bankrupt company for approximately $500,000 in 1991 and leading the company through a 10,000% increase. It sounds like a Diablo 3 season in its publicly traded valuation in that time. In many ways, Bobby Kotick is synonymous with Activision, and it's impossible to imagine a scenario in which he would ever willingly depart. Yeah, I mean, Bobby did a lot for the company. There's a reason why they didn't get rid of him the second that things went wrong, right? I mean, Bobby did a lot for the company. And, you can argue whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure the stockholders would say that it's a good thing. What does Bobby actually do? I mean, I don't know. Just stuff or something. I don't know. Who the fuck knows, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, nobody really knows what he does, but apparently everything good's his fault. I don't know. At the same time, Activision's board of directors will be disbanded once it's been formally acquired by Microsoft. That's what makes sense, right? Because they're not the board of directors anymore. It makes sense. In the same way that ZeniMax Media was purchased in March 2021, Kotick could theoretically stay on to head a new subsidiary. Recent controversies targeting him specifically would make it seem unlikely that Microsoft would want negative press and potential public backlash for keeping him on board as the face of Activision. I don't see why he would want to be there. Yeah, I mean, he sold the company. He's walking away with billions of dollars. Why stick around in a place where everybody fucking hates you? He can easily just go on vacation for a couple of years. Everybody will forget about all the bad stuff he did. He'll come back and do something completely different, and people will like him again. It's just, yeah, I mean, really, I don't see him sticking around. There's no reason for him to stick around. Consider stepping down, which are frequently attributed to his influence. It also seems natural Microsoft would prefer to distance themselves from the company's increasingly tarnished reputation and begin a new venture with a fresh start. Yeah, I think so. Why? There's nobody wants Bobby to stick around. And I don't even think Bobby wants to stick around. So yeah, I don't think that Bobby is going to be involved with Activision in the same way. I don't think that this is the last that we'll see of Bobby, but I do think this will probably be the last time that we'll see Bobby as head of Activision in that same facility. With the money he has, he can go on vacation the rest of his life. I mean, yeah. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that he could do a bunch of other stuff. Bobby's probably not just going to go on vacation forever, right? He's probably going to do something else. I just don't know what it's going to be. Bobby will run Microsoft within 6 months. You never know, man. You never know. People got what they wanted, but he's really too rich to even care, probably. Yeah, it's true. Sure. Words I never thought I'd ever hear my entire life. Well, remember what I said about Bobby Kotick? I said that if the stocks keep going down and they're not making money, Bobby Kotick is gone. And the stocks went down. It's that simple. Bobby's golden parachute. Yeah, there you go. People like Bobby never stop trying to make millions. Vacations an afterthought. Yeah. I mean, this is what I said was going to happen, and it's happening. There you go. Stock skyrocketed today? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, a lot of people have, like, there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of, they have a lot of hope in Blizzard. They have a lot of hope in Activision. And it's not that they've given up. It's just that there's no reason to expect things to be good, right? It's like Hopium. Well, it's like a New World, right? For, like, in a weird way. That, like, people think that New World has a really great future, even though, like, the current state of the game is bad. Like, people think that New World will be very good in 2 years, or it'll be really good in a year and a half, right? And I think this is the same way that people are looking at Activision Blizzard, is that they're investing in it because of what's going to happen, not what is happening now. Does that make sense? Like, people are, they're investing in a projection. Which is, I mean, really what all investing is, but especially in this case, that's what's going to happen. Bobby cashed out pretty well. Yeah, he fucking did. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of surprised that all of this stuff happened. But at the same time, whenever you look at it, it just seems like a perfect storm for Microsoft. Microsoft expands their influence. They consolidate power around them. They increase the value of the Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. Like, they get closer to a monopoly. I mean, like, this is a huge thing for Microsoft. This is massive. And the fact that also, like, especially with Bobby, like, being projected to leave, etc., like, Microsoft isn't even really getting a lot of negative press for buying Blizzard at all. Like, most people in general, from what I've read, have been positive about it. So this is like an all-around win for them. Yeah, it's just an all-around win for them, man. WoW is going to pop off with the next expansion. And it's not because it's going to be good. It's because WoW has had, over the course of its fucking lifetime, 100 million people make accounts. WoW is massive. Everybody knows what it is. It's the same with Overwatch, like Copium. But that's what happened with Shadowlands. BFA was terrible. BFA was fucking garbage. And Legion had a million problems too. It's just that Legion is comparatively way better, right? But, like, it got, and Shadowlands still sold fucking more copies than anything. It was so fucking popular. Yeah, it's, again, guys, like, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. A lot of fucking people are going to come back and they're going to play whatever the new expansion is. And I can guarantee you that whenever Diablo 4 comes out, it's going to be really fucking popular, even if the game sucks. And that's the truth. Even if the game sucks, it's going to be ridiculously fucking popular. Making WoW free, expansions free, more people, more money. Look, man, I would love if WoW was like, WoW had a bigger free-to-play component to it. Like, in my opinion, I think the free-to-play game should be everything except for the current expansion. Like, I would love that, because that's basically what Final Fantasy does, and I think it's a much better, it's a much better way to do it. Because if you get people into the game, and, like, the new expansion is coming out, you're going to have a lot of people that are, like, you know, they're, like, level 50 or, like, level 60, I guess, whenever it comes out, probably, because, like, the pre-patch would realistically allow everybody to level up. And it would give them a reason to buy the expansion. It's kind of like, are you going to, on average, sell more merchandise to a stream that has 2,000 viewers versus a stream that has 30,000 viewers? I think that it's obvious that you're going to sell way more merch to people whenever you have more fish. I mean, obviously there's, like, you know, exceptions, but, like, assuming everything else is equal, you're going to get more, you know, you fish where the fish are. And if you put more fish in the pond, you're going to have a higher chance of getting a bite, and you're going to get more bites. Allowing more people to experience the game in trial will get them hooked for sure. Yeah, like, the goal with a free trial is the same goal that a drug dealer has whenever they want to get you addicted to heroin, right? They want to give you enough to get you addicted, because that way you keep giving them money. But if they give you not enough to get you really addicted and into it, to get you hooked, well, then you're not going to come back, and you just wasted your fucking time. So you have to find enough. It's like fishing, right? You have to give them the right bait, and then as soon as it happens, you pull that fucking line and hook the fish. And that's how it works.